Welcome to another episode of the Money Wheel Podcast. The journey to wealth starts here with your host, Don Shade.
Hello, my friend and future millionaire. Welcome to this episode of the Money Wheel. My name is Don Shade. Now, in the last episode, we talked about putting together your introduction and things that can make you stand head and shoulders above everybody else. Well, let me give you an example of that, and also I'll give you another tip that is going to allow you to still, once again, stand head and shoulders above everybody else. At the time of this recording for this podcast, Kris and I are putting together our big course for Millionaire Mastery 360. And I do the business end of things and the financial and all that kind of stuff, the stuff I'm good at, the team building, all that kind of thing. What Kris does is the computer end of it, the technical stuff, the teaching people how to advertise on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the other platforms. But in his introduction, he used me as an example. And he said, I created this course with people like Don in mind, somebody who has no technical skills. I wanted the average person to be able to pick this course up and follow it. Now, was he doing that to make me look bad? No. But everybody that knows us understands where I stand in the business end of things. I'm not a technical guy. When he says that to the customer and they know our business, they're familiar with the things we do, they're going to think to themselves, well, if somebody like Don can understand this course and use it to be able to build his business, I'm going to be fine. He did it to create a mindset. What I want you to think about is, what kind of example are you going to use if you're teaching something that's technical, a service? Maybe you do something that a lot of people aren't skilled in. Another thing I want you to think about is, we're creating your course. At the end of every video or every audio, at the bottom of every page in your book, I want you to have your contact information, your website, your email. Why? When your student is going through the information that you gave them, and they get to the bottom of the page and they think, wow, that's a lot of stuff. That's going to be a struggle for me. I may need help with this. Right there's your contact information for them to reach out and book an appointment with you to walk them through. In other words, you're able to sell them the next product, your coaching, whatever they need help with. These are things that you have to think about as you're creating your product. A lot of people overlook a lot of little steps that make a huge difference, not only in the customer experience, but in your income as well. How easy is it to sell a customer another service if they're impressed with the service they have already bought? That's something for you to think about. That's everything I have for today's episode of the Money Wheel. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Money Wheel Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and like the podcast. For everything that was talked about in today's amazing show, go to moneywheelpodcast.com and get today's show notes, past episodes, and most importantly, you can connect with Don Shade on all his social media platforms. Again, at moneywheelpodcast.com. If you are just looking to email Don, you can email him at don@moneywheelpodcast.com. For a list of all our tools we use in our business, you can go to moneywheelpodcast.com/resources. Again, thank you for listening to today's podcast, and see you in our next episode of the Money Wheel Podcast.